With episode 2 of the Halo series on Paramount Plus, we should have a good understanding of what to expect of this series going forward. Will it be the Mandalorian, Lone Wolf, and Cub story, as the premiere's ending implied? If you need me to churn out a video for each of these episodes of Halo, I'm going to need to see more than 3 views. So hit that like and get to sharing.
Vaughn Job Vlog.
But before we get into that, check out my friends over at calderalab.com. Their clinically proven skincare line is the best in the league. Check out the Good Serum, the Clean Slate Facial Cleanser, the Base Layer Moisturizer, and this mask known as the Deep. And you can use my promo code FRY15 to save 15% at checkout. Before we get into it, something I need to mention regarding episode 1. Why was Quan shot at by the Covenant? Quan saw their ship, ran away, and was shot at anyways. We needed a sequence of her walking into the cave, getting spotted, then running away.
But Vaughn, the Covenant patrol could have spotted her, or the ship's sensors picked her up.
343 Industries head Bonnie Ross said the show is intended to reach a new audience. By not showing the elites spotting Quan, it preserves a smoky reveal for them when they attack the outpost. Nonetheless, I contend that the cause and effect need to be conveyed for sound writing. At any rate, it's probably a good time to mention that the show strays from the music of the games. Instead of chants and African drums, the show's music is a little more Stranger Things than Halo. I gave it some thought, and I think I've heard this tune before.
And if he falls in love tonight,
In episode 2, Unbound proper, we start off with a flashback of young Chief, now played by John Cusack, circa 1984, allowing fellow Spartan candidate Soren to defect. This is of course so Master Chief can take Quan to the home of Spartan defector Soren, which is on an asteroid with a complex network of cable cars for transit. UNSC leaders converse, giving us the "we installed a government on Madrigal to control the mining colonies and lower fuel prices" speech. Dr. Halsey also receives permission to move forward with the Cortana program, creating an AI that can help keep Master Chief under control. Quan actually has great hate for this installed Madrigal leader, and videos of him are very Nazi SS meets Soviet Russia. Soren takes John to see a former Covenant prisoner who informs the Chief that Covenant are keeping a blessed one. See, unlike the games, not every human is a reclaimer who can activate Forerunner relics. In this series, the only known beings capable are Master Chief and the blessed one human chick knocking about with the prophets. Ultimately, John decides to leave Quan in Soren's care and take the artifact to Dr. Halsey at Reach, whom I can't get over her loveliness. And that's it. That's episode 2. A brief asteroid sequence and minecart trip, remember this is produced by Steven Spielberg among others, are the extent of action in week 2. We haven't seen grunts or brutes, though chief actor Pablo Schreiber says they're coming. But we do get the premium streaming service required nakedness at the TV-14 level. What did we get out of episode 2? This is going to be a show where MC is largely Sans helmet. Chief learned what the audience, especially the gamers in the crowd, already know. This relic is going to guide the UNSC to a Halo ring. Consider if Quan didn't exist and Chief could have found the artifact and taken it to Halsey already, we could have moved this story along much quicker. As it stands, I'm just glad we're getting back on track and abandoning the possibility of an ongoing on-the-run story. Back to Ross's comment. Because going from geek niche to broad appeal brought fortune for Marvel, note how I'm not saying worked for Marvel, because for one, I believe selling out harmed the brand in my eyes, as well as crippled the movie industry. Everyone else is forced to follow. This isn't Bonnie Ross wanting to take Halo mainstream, it's Microsoft CEO wanting Halo to be a diversified brand with numerous platforms. As wealthy as Microsoft is, they can't control the game market to the extent Disney could the movie theaters. Disney was able to buy out enough competition to dictate uncontested releases, afford to make movies no one else could, and fix block booking. Captain Marvel must play in your biggest auditorium and make X dollars, or your theater doesn't get to have Star Wars. By comparison, Microsoft can't release Halo Infinite and force all other games offline so it can dominate Twitch. The expectations to emulate Marvel's revenue are unrealistic and fraught of doom. It's hard to say for the moment if Episode 2 gets this series back on track, or is it filler? Oh, and have you checked out the after show? Because look, if every show needs to be hosted by a woman, can we at least find some with that throwback 90s era voice? You know, ones that sound like an adult? Because I feel like I'm watching a beauty tutorial. What did you think of Episode 2 Unbound? Let me know in the comments below.
Hey, it's Vaughn's mom again, so I just wanted to remind you that instead of buying Vaughn's weird pictures online in various states of undress, you can just bookmark his Amazon affiliate link, and then when you shop Throw It on Amazon, he gets a few pennies here and there.